Hi, my name is Parthavara, and in this video, I will walk you through the credit approval system. So this backend system is built using Django REST framework, PostgreSQL, Celery, Redis, and Docker. So the goal of this project is to register customer and then ingest historical customer and loan data using background worker asynchronously, and then calculate credit score and check loan eligibility. And based on that, we are supposed to create loan for a customer, and we also need endpoints for viewing loan information. So I will explain the project structure, business logic, and each API endpoint with sample outputs. So first, let's look at the high level architecture. So at high level, this system follow a layered architecture. So first, we are using Django with Django REST framework to expose all our REST API endpoints and handle request validation and response formatting. As for database, we are using PostgreSQL as per the requirement to process customer and loan data with proper integrity check. And for handling tasks like data ingestion, I am using Celery with Redis. This allows tasks to be processed asynchronously without blocking the API. Next, this entire system is Dockerized or containerized using Docker Compose, which make the setup reproducible and easy to run with a single command. Finally, all business logic are separated from the API layer, so and kept in a separate service layer like credit score calculation, loan eligibility rule, etc. This keep the API layer maintainable and easy to test. So this is the entire project. I will explain few important files one by one. So first, let's look at the model file. So this uh, yes. So this file contains the model for our database. It has two tables. One is the customer table, next is the loan table. For customer table, these are the fields: first name, phone number, age, monthly salary, approve limit, current debt, etc. And one additional thing is that I am using this external customer ID. So this is only used for customer which is ingested through external source like Excel file. For API registered customer, we don't need the external customer ID. We are keeping it as null, and we are only relying on the primary key of the database, which is provided by database. And for the loan table, we have this uh, foreign key constraint where each loan is linked to a customer using the foreign key, and on deleting a customer, all the associated loan for along with that customer will also be deleted. Let's look at the service layer. So in service layer, we have only this one file. So this file contains the main business logic for our entire system. So first function is the calculate credit score. It calculates the credit score based on certain uh, parameters. Like first we check if the total loan amount is has exceeded the approved limit. If it has exceeded, we return the credit score as 0 immediately. Next, we check the EMI paid on time, number of loans, loan activity in current year, and the loan volume. And based on that, we calculate the score and return it. Next is the calculate monthly installment. This function calculate the monthly installment using the compound interest form. Next is the check loan eligibility. This is a very important function. This uses the calculate credit score function above, which was above, to calculate the credit score, and then it applies interest rate slab based on the score, like here, and then it enforces the EMI, this EMI rule, which is the EMI to salary constraint. So if the existing EMIs, all the existing EMI is greater than the customer monthly salary, half of customer monthly salary, then we are not approving this loan. So, so this is the JSON we are returning. Next is the ingestion. Let's look at how ingestion is working. For ingestion, I am using Celery. So this is the main Celery file or the config file for Celery. So let's look the main file. This is the ingest data file. So what it does it this file read the data from Excel file and then insert it into the database. We have two functions, which is the ingest customer, which ingest the data into the customer table. Next is the ingest loan, which ingests the data into the loan table. So this here tags signifies that these are asynchronous tasks. Next is this ingest initial data. So this is just a command. So we are running this entire application using Docker. So when the Celery is running and our database, web server, everything is running, then we will use this command to uh, ingest the initial data and ingest the initial data from this Excel file. This Excel file need to be in the directory like I have here, the current directory or the root of our project. So this management commands, what it does is submit the job to Celery, and then the worker process the Excel file in the background. This avoid blocking the main application. Let's look at the API endpoint. So first endpoint we have is the register endpoint. So the main purpose is to register the customer into the database. So we are inserting the customer data into the database and sending this response. Let's see how it will look like. So for customer data, for register customer endpoint, this is the request and this is the response. This is a sample. Next we have the eligibility. So this is a very important API. It checks the eligibility. It uses that check loan eligibility function of the service layer, and based on that it provides this response. So it will look like this. The request is like this and the response will be like this. Here the approval is false for this customer ID. And if we see another example, here we can see that the approval is true for this customer. Now since we have already seen that eligibility, let's see the create loan. So this API endpoint will create the loan and insert it into the loan table in the database. So it also uses the check loan eligibility function in the service layer. So if the loan request is eligible, then we are inserting this into the database and then providing this response. And if not, then we are also providing this appropriate response. Let me show you how. So this is a case where the eligibility was not met, so we are getting this response with loan not approved based on eligibility criteria. And in case the loan is eligible, then we are getting this message. Great. So now this view loan endpoint will, what it does is it provide all the information related to the particular loan. So for this loan ID with 34, we are getting this all this data, the customer associated with this loan, the loan amount, interest rate, etc. Next is the view loan endpoint. So what it does is for a particular customer, it provide all the loan that is associated with this customer. So this is an example of that. For this customer with ID 204, we are getting this response. So he has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 loans associated with him. So these are all the endpoints that are created for this system. Next, this entire application is Dockerized using Docker Compose. So we can easily start this application using a single command, Docker Compose up test build. So it will start our Django web server, the PostgreSQL database, Redis, Celery worker, everything. And yes, let me show you the Docker Compose file. So in this file, when you can see that it will also run the migration and start our server. So everything is running. First time when you are running, so you need to use this command to ingest the data into the database. As I have already ingested, let me show you. So this is the admin. So as you can see, the data is already ingested here. So that's why I'm not rerunning the command again. But for the first time, you need to rerun this command and then this command to create the super user for the admin. Let's check this endpoint one by one. So let's change this name to something like this. Click send. As you can see, this customer has been registered. Now let's check his eligibility. The customer ID is 340. So for 340, let's check he is eligible or not. So he is eligible. So let's create a loan for this customer. So the loan has been created for this customer with the loan ID 67. So let's check this loan. Loan ID was 67 cent. So we are getting all the information for that loan. The customer is that we have just created. Let's Now let's check how many loans are associated for this customer that we have just created. So as you can see, only one loan is associated that we have just created. So this is the entire project. Thank you for reviewing my submission, and I look forward to hearing from you and your feedback. Thank you.